Romans chapter 13, verse number 10. Love worketh no ill to his neighbor. Therefore love is the fulfilling of the law. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. Let us walk honestly, as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying, but put ye on the Lord Jesus Christ, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lusts thereof. The Apostle Paul comes here to these Christians in Rome, and he makes the statement, it is high time to awake out of sleep. He says the night is far spent. To what is he referring? He's saying that they've been sleeping too long. Now, he's not saying that they missed their alarm clock. He's saying that they have been going through the motions. He said they've been working all the while asleep. And he says that it's time to wake up and realize how much time they've wasted just going through the motions. What had happened here to these Christians? They were asleep at the wheel spiritually. You say, what do you mean asleep at the wheel spiritually? Each one of us knows what it means to be asleep at the wheel. Gentlemen, when you're doing something, maybe you're working on the car or you are working on some paperwork and your wife is talking to you, and then she pauses and says, what do you think of that? And you have no idea what she's talking about because you weren't really listening. You were there, you were nodding along, but you don't know what was going on. Ladies, when you're on Facebook or Pinterest and your husband's trying to talk to you, and he gets the, yep. Now, you may not have heard a word that he said, but you carried on a conversation all the while you were asleep to the conversation. It's like when your children are playing a game, and mom says, hey guys, you're awake, but you're not hearing anyone. The lights are on, but no one's home. You all know what I'm talking about? I remember when I was in college, I was 18 years of age. I was a freshman in Bible college. I was working close to 70 hours a week. I had a second shift job. I had a third shift job. And I just wasn't mature enough to handle that much responsibility. But I remember many a time leaving my house, getting in my vehicle, and driving to work. Now, I could not tell you what happened on the way to work. But I remember often waking up in the driver's seat of my car with the car in drive and my foot on the brake at work. You say, boy, that's dangerous. What was I doing? My body, through muscle memory, was getting me there, but my mind, though my eyes were open, my mind was not awake at all. And we look now and we say, boy, how dangerous that was, but oh my, how many a Christian mother, how many a Christian father, how many a Christian. We go through our Christian life asleep at the wheel. We go through the motions, do what we're supposed to do. We mark off all the boxes. We're where we're supposed to be. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing. But all the while, we're asleep at the wheel. We're wasting our time just going through the motions. And that's what the Apostle Paul was saying here. It's time to wake up. It's time to put on the armor of light. You say, what is he saying? Well, you've wasted some time doing things in your flesh. It's time to do things within the Spirit of God. And he makes the statement in verse number 14, but put ye on the Lord Jesus Christ, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. Verse number 13, he tells us, let us walk honestly as in the day. You know, I remember the day that I first started driving, and I was terrified. I paid such close attention to make sure I was looking at every sign. I was paying attention to every road marker. I was paying attention to traffic. I was scanning my mirrors. And what happens is we get comfortable. And we get to where we can do it by muscle memory. And all of a sudden, we're just going through the motions. Our heart is not in it. Our mind is not in it. And just as someone who would drive tired, it is dangerous to those around us. I wonder, Mother, how long have you just been going through the motions? How long have you been asleep at the wheel? You're doing what you're supposed to be doing, but your heart's not in it. Your mind's not in it. You're not still striving for more. Hey, Father, I wonder, how long have you been just going through the motions? Your heart is not in it. Your mind is not in it. Your effort is not in it. You do what is expected, and that's all you do. May I say this? When you're asleep at the wheel, you miss all the warning signs. When you're asleep at the wheel, you're a danger to other people. When you're asleep at the wheel, destruction is just around the corner. And might I encourage you today, dear Christian, when you and I are asleep at the wheel, we're going through the motions, but our heart is not in it and our mind is not in it. We miss all the signs of danger. When we're asleep at the wheel, spiritually, we're a danger to those around us. When we're asleep at the wheel spiritually, destruction could be coming and we would not even realize it. I wonder, dear Christian, are you asleep at the wheel this morning? Let us determine to wake up, to serve God, and to be the husband, and to be the wife, and to be the mother, and be the father that we were when we first started, as in the day. Let me encourage you today to wake up if you're asleep at the wheel. Get your heart, get your mind back in the game, and start accomplishing something for God once more. We love you, folks. We'll see you tonight at 7.